So let's get this straight. The Ethiopian civilization predates Rome by thousands of years. The Ethiopian calendar is over 6,900 years older than the Gregorian calendar. Yet still, people are looking towards Rome for the answers. Because according to Rome, a white Jesus died 2,024 years ago. Then he resurrected himself like Horus on a full moon like Ishtar. Therefore, every Easter Sunday has nothing to do with a resurrection story, considering they don't know if he died in March 21st or if he died by April 22nd. And if you think about it, yesterday was Good Friday, the 29th. Next year, the 29th will be on a Saturday. So the Friday will always change. In other words, the story is made up. That's why it's called Crucifixion. So let's listen.
This is the official website of the ushouse.gov, and you can read about the fascists and the Roman fascists all through their website that were under the control of Rome. And here in the same website says the mace used to restore order. And here you see a congressman or somebody, the sergeant of arms actually, can walk over to the Congress who's out of order and set them back into order using the Roman mace. And you can read this out of the house.gov.
In other words, Rome controls America, or if any place that's under the Roman calendar, you're obviously controlled by Rome, regardless who is in your leader.
Saying, you know, I used to be part of the club. I used to be an insider. Well, he's always been an insider. He's always been part of the club. You know, that's the point, isn't it? And people are realising this, you know. But anyway, final conclusion. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, was trained by the Jesuits from the time that he entered Fordham Jesuit University. And from that point on, he was trained to be the President of the United States. And he is controlled today by the Archbishop of New York. And the Archbishop of New York takes his orders from his Jesuit provincial, and of course he takes his orders from the Superior Jesuit General.
In other words, they put your leader in place, whoever it may be, for whatever it may be. But we need to say the truth.
And history. We are not teaching history, we're teaching hysteria. It's time to start teaching the truth. You could make a huge difference just by doing that for one day at a time. Just one day at a time. If you tell your kids something they have never heard before, and they go home and tell it to their parents, especially, as mine did, and one of the parents was the head of the school board, it changes the way that system operates.
Because you can't tell people that he died in April, then the next year he died in March, and then it makes no sense. Start telling the truth.
Some priests don't want to lose their jobs. They don't want to teach their faithful, by the way, your Bible is not as what you might think it is. Or they don't want to upset their Christian people. They don't want to disturb them. Or maybe they don't know how to communicate it. Or maybe they're just running away. But whatever the reason is, they're not doing it usually at all. So for me, this is the scandal of Christianity. Or maybe they do know, and they live in this kind of, like I did as a Christian for a long time, this kind of, you believe.
But you have doubts. You should have doubts, because not all countries in the world follow BC or AD. They don't follow the Gregorian calendar, including Ethiopia. Why wouldn't Ethiopia follow them? Because Ethiopia has the oldest Bible in the world. So why would I follow your version when your calendar itself is less than 500 years old? And when your Easter changes every year. Every year it changes. But one thing, it always happens. It always lands on a full moon. Why? Because it goes back to ancient Egypt. So it's from Egypt to Greece to Rome. They were the pagans. So now the pagans are telling you how to be a Christian. Hello.
You got to aim high, reach for the sky. Always try to fulfill your true potential. Anything is possible. You got to aim high, high. got to aim high, high. You can really make it if you try, try. Except every